Alright, so this next story I've actually talked about before when it originally came out, and it disappeared for a while because it was so stupid that I feel like it got buried relatively quickly, but for some reason it's back and spreading on TikTok, which is not surprising. There's this trend going around that you should cook chicken in Nyquil, which just doesn't even sound like a good idea to cook something in a medicine, but I guess morons are doing it anyways. FDA warns of dangerous Nyquil chicken TikTok trend. The Sleepy Chicken Challenge has been around for a while and recently re-emerged in video form. You've got to be 50 shades of stupid to see someone on TikTok making chicken with Nyquil and go, oh, that's a fantastic idea, I should definitely do that. I'm not surprised that someone on TikTok is this dumb, that multiple people on TikTok are this dumb, but the fact that it's spreading is surprising to me. I guess at this point, I shouldn't be surprised that like every stupid trend on the internet has the propensity to go insanely viral for some reason. I just feel like as time goes on the internet, people are getting more dumb about the trends they're willing to follow. Everybody used to cringe at how stupid the Harlem Shake was, but by comparison, doing a funny meme dance with your friends is way less harmful than drinking and eating NyQuil chicken. I love handling raw chicken and then just getting a bottle of NyQuil, dumping it all over it. It doesn't even sound good. Nothing about NyQuil is tasty to me. Not once have I ever drank a NyQuil and gone, man, I wish there was a soda version of this. Like, who does that? Who's sitting there just drinking NyQuil out of the bottle thinking about how delectable it would be if there was an alcoholic version of this? A dangerous and potentially deadly social media challenge has been flagged by the Food and Drug Administration, which warned consumers that cooking chicken in NyQuil could harm their health. The warning was published online as part of a broader FDA update about a hazardous social media challenge that involves medications. The NyQuil Chicken Challenge, currently dubbed the Sleepy Chicken Challenge, has been around for a while and recently re-emerged in video form. Who was sitting around and decided to bring it back? I feel like this is just one of those trends that they should have let disappear. Nobody should have wanted to bring this back. This is one of those embarrassing things that you're really glad disappears, like the Tide Pod thing a few years ago. The fact that somebody out there knew about this for a while, had apparently been such a big fan they needed to make a viral video about it because the Sleepy Chicken Challenge is just so important to them is kind of terrifying. Also, the fact that enough people are on board that the government is taking notice, that's got to be a lot of people. I feel like the government doesn't really like to make statements about things unless there's been enough of a people using this to create a problem that it's starting to become more of a headache for them to not say anything than it would be to create a statement. So how many people have been dumb enough to try this NyQuil chicken challenge already to the point where the government's aware about it and it's enough of a problem they've got to talk about it? Like some dude that's usually in charge of, I don't know, some government agency. Let's pretend the FBI was involved for a second. He usually spends his time trying to break up international drug trafficking rings. And right now he's trying to come up with effective messaging on how to convince kids not to eat NyQuil chicken. And every day he just sits at his desk with his head in his hands wondering how we've gotten to here. Sometimes technology makes me so proud of humanity, bro. Seeing things go to space whenever we invent some huge medical breakthrough. The fact that defibrillators exist, yeah, that's dope. We made that. Makes me really happy. But then sometimes you see something like this where technology's got people eating NyQuil chicken and thinking it's a good idea. And you're like, oh, maybe we should go back to just being cavemen. It might not have been that bad. Compared to people being this stupid, I'll just chase deer all day. All right, fine. Whatever, I gotta fight a saber-toothed tiger every now and then. It's better than TikTok existing. I'll take my chances. Oh, you really think TikTok is that bad? No, it's called exaggeration, man. I don't actually want to fight a saber-toothed tiger. I don't think that would go very well for me. I'm a 21st century boy. What would I do to a saber-toothed tiger? Just angrily look at it and then get eaten insanely fast? The FDA actively monitors social media trends in efforts to combat the spread of online misinformation, an FDA spokesperson told Today in an email. The agency will continue to prioritize the safety of consumers and regulated products and will issue warnings and customer safety advice where most appropriate to keep people safe. Unfortunately, many people believe that over-the-counter medications, including NyQuil, are completely safe and won't cause any bad outcomes, said Dr. Sarah Anderson, an adolescent medicine specialist and assistant professor in pediatrics at Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons. I feel like you've got to also be really dumb to think that just because you can buy it without a doctor giving you a prescription, it's harmless. Like, yeah, one aspirin's not bad for you, but a bottle is obviously bad for you. One dose of Nyquil, not gonna kill you. Making chicken with a bottle, I don't know if it'll kill you, but it's definitely not good. I feel like that should be obvious. I love how the FDA is also monitoring social media. That means it's not only an agent's job some of the time. There's a dude whose only gig is monitoring social media. The FDA TikTok guy, do you think he's making content too? You know, he's like doing the latest dance, telling people to make sure their milk is pasteurized correctly. Or whatever. Do they want it pasteurized? Processed correctly. That's what I meant. They get really mad about the unprocessed milk. I just think it's funny that a government entity has to spend money on someone's salary so that they can watch TikTok and make sure people aren't stupid enough to keep eating the Nyquil chicken. And I know it's more complicated than like technically we're paying their salary, but because it's a government employee, taxpayer money is paying that salary. So kind of, if you pay taxes in America, you're also paying for a dude to just sit on TikTok and make sure other people aren't dumb enough to eat Nyquil chicken. Which goes to show how dumb some of us are, you know? Like, there's at least 100,000 people that would be dumb enough to eat Nyquil chicken, which is terrifying because these people are also probably driving cars right now. The same people doing the Sleepy Chicken Challenge are driving 1,000-pound machinery on a daily basis. Welcome to the 21st century. See, those cavemen times ain't sounding so bad now, are they? Huh? It's worth pointing out that kids are not trying to hurt themselves, Stallbeck said. They just think it will be funny or fun. My recommendation is to have ongoing education with your kids. Explain to them that just because medication is sold in the store doesn't mean it can't be harmful. Yeah, you just should do that. It's important to emphasize that with any medication, including ones that look benign, like whatever that is, if you take too much, you can get really sick and die. If you use it in ways it's not supposed to be used, you can get sick and die. Kids are often receptive to these kinds of messages. Let them read the bottle and see what the right dose is. Oh, are kids usually insanely receptive to that message? If you do this, you will die! The kids are crying, you know? Why are the kids crying? I don't know. I just told them that if they take Nyquil, they're gonna die, and now they don't want to take it. I don't understand what's happening. Obviously, you should tell your kids not to take too much medicine. Like, I think that's just a given. Like, if you have kids, you should 100% do that. And, yeah, I don't know. If your kid is, like, silly enough to think that just taking a bunch of medicine is funny and it's just for fun, then, like, you've not done a good job as a parent. I don't know. I hope your kid never thinks that the Sleepy Chicken Challenge is a good idea. And apparently, this has gotten so out of control and so insane that Nyquil has had to come out and make a statement. I'm sure they're very upset about that. They were thinking that Nyquil sales were through the roof. They were really enjoying it. So this guy tweeted something about like how he loved the new recipe, the chicken's gonna be a knockout. And so Nyquil tweeted that consumer safety is their #1 priority and they do not endorse inappropriate use of the product. It's an OTC medication that treats nighttime symptoms of the common cold and flu. And it should be taken as directed using the dosage cup provided to not exceed 4 doses in 24 hours. So the FDA has to have a guy looking at social media, and now Nyquil is going to have to start releasing ads that, Nyquil, it's really great for going to bed and nothing else. Please do not use it in your chicken. Please, we do not want to be sued. Please, please, please do not use it in your chicken, please. We are certainly living in the strangest timeline. Like, imagine going back to the 70s and trying to explain to someone that there's a trend where people are making videos of themselves making sleepy chicken. And they would be like, gee willikers, how does everyone have a camera? We must sure be rich in the 21st century. And you'd be like, no, it's on your pocket computer. And they would not know anything that you're talking about. We're in the weirdest timeline for sure. Either way, what I can say, don't make sleepy time chicken. I can't believe I've had to talk about this twice, to be honest. It was not on my bingo card, was sleepy time chicken making a comeback. But because I've talked about it before, I figured I had to, especially now that we know that the government's got social media accounts. So to whoever's running the FDA YouTube, if you want to leave a comment on this video, that'd be cool. Helps boost engagement. You probably can't, though. He has to, like, leave under every single comment that this comment does not represent the thoughts and opinions of the FDA. Could you imagine, man, the FBI's got a YouTube channel, they just start commenting on conspiracy videos being like, this is definitely not what happened. I can't tell you what actually happened, but that is definitely not what happened. Either way, don't do NyQuil chicken.